This is THV 11 News at 6.
For a 12th straight day, oil and gas prices continue to rise as Iran continues to target oil tankers in the Strait, a key waterway for the global export of crude oil. And as strikes continue, some lawmakers here in the U.S. are raising concerns about Operation Epic Fury and when it may end. On the heels of that uncertainty, many of us here at home are left wondering, when will gas prices go down? Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Brooke Buckner. For more on that, let's get over to THV 11's Carter Thweet. He joins us live after talking to an expert about just how much they've gone up in the last few weeks. Carter?
Brooke, they've gone up a lot. Now, they haven't all gone up this much. This gas station behind me, I think, is a little bit of an outlier. This is right by Clinton National Airport, and they're charging $4.49 a gallon, and they got a lot of rental cars and out-of-towners here, which probably contributes to that high price. So you're not going to see $4.49 everywhere, but you will see higher prices everywhere, at least compared to this time last month.
Customers in Little Rock say they've noticed a change lately.
I remember seeing gas prices when they were 95 cents a gallon.
I woke up this morning, it was $3.09, then came back, it was $3.19.
They aren't wrong. According to AAA, Arkansas gas prices have jumped by nearly 70 cents a gallon in just 1 month.
Anytime that there's any sort of risk or uncertainty overseas, the markets are going to price that in.
And some may be getting hit even harder at the pump. While regular gas is up around 70 cents compared to last month, diesel is up well over $1.
Diesel is the second largest cost for trucking companies, right behind labor. And so any increase in the price of diesel tends to have a large impact on the bottom line.
And it'll affect another group that we know has seen struggles, Arkansas farmers. Tyler Oxner with Arkansas Farm Bureau says the state saw 33 instances of farms filing for Chapter 12 bankruptcy in 2025. That's the most in the nation.
Every little thing that they do is going to require diesel. And so they if there's any kind of price fluctuation there, it's definitely on the front of their mind, and it's going to hit their bottom line almost immediately.
But everyone is affected.
Man, it's making it hard for people to get back and forth to work, with the high gas prices. And the pay's still the same at work.
AAA adds that this time of year contributes to higher demand for fuel as temperatures rise and people leave for things like spring break. So that, combined with the military action overseas, leading to this increase in prices. In Little Rock, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
Carter, thank you. And tonight we're learning new information about the war as CBS News has confirmed the FBI sent a bulletin to police in California suggesting Iran may try to attack U.S. soil, though the memo stems from an apparent tip that came in last month before the war started. We've also learned new information on the attack in Detroit that investigators say could have been an act of anti-Semitism. Rolly Hoyt will have more on all of that tonight on 6:30 Central.
We start off with the coldest morning that we've seen since late February. Temperatures dropped down into the 30s this morning, Brooke.
It was chilly out there. I had to bundle up. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, and go from the AC to the heat, right?
I did. My thermostat is confused right now.
Yeah, we're going to be going back to the AC as we go into the weekend before things switch back over to the heat early next week. But look at these numbers out there. 30s for most central Arkansas, 20s. That was the low in Fayetteville and also Rogers. These numbers will not be as cold tonight. We recovered into the upper 50s, low 60s this afternoon. It's been beautiful all across central Arkansas, and the numbers will slide down to the upper 40s, low 50s going into tonight with mostly clear skies. Less 30s on the board tonight, but still a chill to the air is anticipated. And tomorrow, we rebound very nicely. We go from the upper 30s, low 40s into the low to mid 70s for highs. To close out the work week on your Friday, lots of sun, some high clouds. Saturday looks even warmer, but big changes arrive here for the second half of the weekend as a strong cold front will move through later Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening and does have the potential of producing some severe weather. More on that forecast later.
Thank you, Nathan. New tonight at 6, the Arkansas Educational Television Commission has voted to pause plans to cut ties with PBS. The decision comes after hours of public comment and a 4-to-1 vote, and months after previously supporting a move to leave the network. Arkansas TV CEO Carlton Wing said the station cannot afford PBS membership dues, while PBS CEO Paula Kerger urged leaders to hear from the public and consider all options before making a final decision. Meanwhile, a new one-of-a-kind learning software at a Northwest Arkansas middle school is gaining the attention of state leaders, and after seeing success, they say it could soon expand to other schools across the state. The software works by identifying specific skills each student is missing and creates a customized pathway to help them catch up. And it's receiving praise from Education Secretary Jacob Oliva for its efforts to train teachers and tailor lessons to individual students' needs.
When I get to go visit a classroom and ask the students, are these strategies, is this software, is this program helping you learn math? 100% of them said yes.
Joel Rose is the co-founder and CEO of the program developed by the nonprofit New Classrooms. And as a former 5th grade math teacher, he says he understands the struggles associated with learning.
What we find from teachers is that many say that they struggle with the fact that students are coming in at all these different performance levels. What they appreciate is now they can finally have a way to meet each student where they are and then give them a path to get to where they need to be.
Rose also points to a school in New York using the program, saying they jumped from average performance to ranking top 10 in the state for growth after implementing the program. New details are emerging in last night's protests outside the Arkansas governor's mansion, where several protesters were arrested during an event with Turning Point USA CEO Erica Kirk and Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. A viral social media post is now questioning the arrests. THV 11's Tanya Motorzitsky walks us through the altercation.
Things are getting heated as people leave the governor's mansion following the event with Turning Point USA CEO Erica Kirk and Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Attendees laughing at protesters outside, recording them, and even some give protesters the middle finger. Protesters responded by booing and approaching attendees with their phones. After THV leaves the protest, things get even more intense, according to Kadarius Napper, who says he saw everything unfold.
Because he did assault her. I've seen it with my own eyes.
This picture circulating on social media is edited with AI, as the publisher announced as well. The AI image does not show what happens, the raw video does. You can see what appears to be an attendee hit a protester, identified as Olivia Thompson, before another woman gets involved.
We can have different views, we can think different, but where it came wrong to me is when he slapped her.
Napper says Thompson was confrontational.
So I will say that she was verbally aggressive. That doesn't warrant anyone to put their hands on anything.
The situation escalates as people step in to break up the altercation. 4 people, including Thompson, are arrested.
And my question is, as to the community, is why wasn't he arrested? He's sitting there not cuffed, in the car, treated as a victim. As he was treated as the victim, then a lot of people became upset because they were let go.
Arkansas State Police say a trooper was injured but will be okay. They also say 2 people were arrested for battery and a 3rd for obstruction. In Little Rock, Tanya Motorzitsky, THV 11 News.
Thank you, Tanya. Arkansas State Police is leading the investigation. The woman arrested, Olivia Thompson, is free on her own recognizance after pleading not guilty this morning. She's due back in court April 29th. Tonight, current Secretary of State and Land Commission candidate Cole Jester has publicly endorsed Senator Kim Hammer, one of the men running to replace him. Hammer got the endorsement of the governor earlier this week and is set to face off against Army veteran Brian Norris in the Republican primary runoff at the end of the month. But Jester is calling for Norris to resign from the race. Norris, of course, says he will not do that and made his own post saying he will bring paper ballots, real audits, and elections Arkansans can see and trust with their own eyes once he takes over. He is also holding a town hall up in Independence County that started just a few minutes ago. Congressman French Hill was among the lawmakers highlighting the state's historically black colleges and universities as part of the HBCU summit at Arkansas Baptist earlier today. Hill says the state's 4 HBCUs are key to workforce development and the economy, but need stronger business partnerships and philanthropic support to grow their endowments.
The HBCUs here, our state's blessed to have 4 historically black colleges and universities. That's unusual, and they really are major contributors to our workforce, to our economy, to our student achievement. And so I want to make sure they've got the right resources to continue their great work that they have for well over a century. And I was so glad to see Governor Sarah Sanders here today. She's put higher ed and, as you all know, K through 12 education at the top of her agenda. And she, like her predecessor, Governor Hutchinson, has been a major supporter for our HBCUs in the state.
He also backed the president's efforts to curb Iran's nuclear program and support for terrorism. More than 24 state lawmakers are pushing back against a resolution approved by the U of A Board of Trustees that would provide nearly $11 million to the Razorbacks athletic department. The funding plan includes $6 million from budget offsets and requires the department to generate a $5 million annual fund to support the football program. But the lawmakers argue the move could shift costs to students, families, and taxpayers. They're asking the board to repeal this resolution and conduct an independent cost study before moving forward. After the break, we're taking a look at travel across the state. We'll show you the changes taking place at Northwest Arkansas National and hear from one TSA worker impacted by the partial government shutdown.
A clashing of the air masses will be taking place Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening as a front makes its way through. Showers and storms are expected. I'll have the latest on the severe weather risk and talk about maybe some freezing temperatures going into early next week.